There's a moment right before something goes wrong, where everything still feels normal. Nothing seems out of place, no obvious danger. And if you were standing there, you wouldn't feel afraid. You wouldn't run, because there would be no reason to. And that's exactly the moment he relied on. Not fear, but comfort. In 1974, a woman named Linda Ann Healy disappeared. She had a routine, she had plans, she had a normal life, until she didn't. There were no signs of struggle, no forced entry, which suggests something important. She didn't feel threatened, at least not at first. And that changes everything, because when more women started disappearing, investigators were looking for something obvious: violence, chaos, mistakes. But they didn't find that. What they found was nothing. And that's what made it harder to understand. Because when something looks random, it feels uncontrollable. But this wasn't random, it was controlled. Witnesses described a man, but not in the way you'd expect. They didn't say he looked dangerous. They didn't say he was aggressive. They said he seemed normal, sometimes even polite. And in some cases he appeared vulnerable. An injured arm, a quiet tone, a simple request for help. And that's all it took. Because when someone appears weak, we lower our guard, not consciously, and didn't think twice. At first it seemed like an isolated case, but then it happened again and again. Young women, college students, disappearing from places that felt safe: dorm rooms, campuses, busy public areas. There were no patterns, at least not obvious ones. But there was one detail that kept showing up. Witnesses described a man, polite, calm, well-spoken. He didn't act strange. He acted normal. Sometimes he wore a sling, pretending his arm was injured. He would approach women and ask for help. Help carrying books, help loading something into his car, and they helped him because nothing about him felt dangerous. In fact, he felt safe. On a summer day at Lake Sammamish, in broad daylight, this man approached multiple women, introducing himself as Ted. That day, 2 women disappeared: Janice Ott and Denise Nasland. Same location, same approach, and dozens of people saw him there, but no one stopped him. So how does someone do this in front of people and still not get caught? The answer is uncomfortable. Because he didn't need to hide. He used something much more powerful: trust. This is called the halo effect. When someone looks presentable, speaks calmly, we assume they are good. Even when something feels off, we ignore it. Because our brain doesn't want to believe danger looks like that. But over time, something changed. The careful approach started to disappear. In Florida, he entered a sorority house. Not during the day, but at night. This time, there was no pretending, no asking for help. Just control, just violence. And that shift matters, because it shows something important. Bundy wasn't just manipulating people, he was evolving. At first, he needed trust. Later, he didn't need anything. This pattern is often linked to psychopathy, where empathy is missing and control becomes the only goal. Not anger, not revenge, control. When Ted Bundy was finally arrested, people expected a monster. But what they saw was a normal man. Calm, composed. Even in court, he didn't look dangerous. And that confused people. Because if someone like him could do all of this, then what does danger actually look like? The truth is, it doesn't always look like anything. Sometimes, it looks like someone you trust.